Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time we're going to take a look back to the golden age, more or less, of underground comics. And take a look, and later, and take a look at some of the creations of Vaughn Bode, or Bode. I think Bode is the more correct way of pronouncing it, but I always liked Bode, so sorry. Yeah, Vaughn Bode was from 1941 to 1975. He's an American underground cartoonist and illustrator, best known for his character Cheech Wizard and Cobalt 60. He is a contemporary of animator Ralph Bakshi and was an influence on his film Wizards and other material, etc. He is very popular with graffiti artists who often utilize his characters and such. He spent time in the Army and went UA, which is unauthorized absence, to later get an honorable discharge for psychological reasons. He produced a satire comic book, Das Kampf, in 1963 at only the age of 21. It is considered one of the earliest underground comics. He did a lot of work for fanzines and Science Fiction Digest magazines. He won a Hugo Award in 1969 for Best Fanzine Artist. And he worked for the East Village Other and the Cavalier, which is a men's magazine, and some at National Lampoon. And he gave a tour at universities and fanfares, and it was called a cartoon concert. And I guess that gave him a bit of notoriety. And he had an untimely death, which is, I think, listed as suicide, but it was more of, it's a David Carradine type death, which is very unfortunate. And his son, Mark Bode, has followed in his father's footsteps. Is an accomplished artist of mostly underground / alternative publishers, and some more or less mainstream stuff. So we're going to look back here. This is from the print mint from 1972, The Man. And it's here's the back cover. That's the end. It's a little different stylization for most of his other stuff, and it's just a caveman basically following through his day in his life, all alone. He makes friends with a stick, which is basically his javelin or spear. And he just calls it Stick. Trying to get by, gathering food, but he's all alone and etc. Eventually, he makes a friend with a lizard, discovering fire. Other stuff. Here it is, lizard, and it kind of calls him. See, what does he call him? The new stuff. He calls food stuff, and then he calls his friend stuff, until he eventually starts calling him Erg. Erg? We are not cold now. We are happy because he's got a friend. And then how he meets another human who kills and eats his friend Erg. He's not happy with that. And I am alone. Oh, and it's kind of sad. And I'm not even going to take this one out of the plastic bag. This is Junk Waffle. This is from also from the print mint. This is Junk Waffle #1. It's 50 cents, so it's probably a year or so, or about the same time as The Man, maybe even earlier. Junk Waffle was largely, mostly military-oriented stuff and comment and criticism on it. And here is Junk Waffle #4, still from the print mint. Let's see what year this is. 1972. As you can see, some of his nice with, and a lot of his artwork was published, printed directly from pencils. He would do a lot of these character drawings and featuring them for characters that he may or may not have even used. Tong Ball. Here's a Cobalt 60 story that he did. And I think this was the only one that was published at that time. There's the end. It's all in pencil. Cobalt 60 comes back. And it seems that a lot of his stories also just like mostly text with illustrations. Then we get to later reprint stuff. Junk Waffle #5. And of course, this is adults only, so I'll try to be discreet. And this is from 1983. Yeah, so it was later probably republishing, reprinting some of the stuff, magazine sized. And it had some very, even though the cartoonish characters, very violent and sometimes gory interactions. And of course, he had a lot of sex stuff. But we haven't gotten to much of that. Oh. Now we get to his best known character, is Cheech Wizard. So this is, and there is a photograph of him. He really reminds me of Jim Morrison. All new, adults only, hand-drawn, 2-for-1 comics book. Schizophrenia. Yeah, let's see. Some of his, he's known for, let's see, something that's, yeah. So here he's got this pages, it says 2-for-1, and this comic story going on top, and then sideways on the bottom, another comic story going along. This one's done in washes, so it looks like. And Cheech Wizard was a character he created early on, and eventually he evolved as time went by. And because even though he has a cutesy look to his stylization, it's funny and it can be poignant and stuff. Back cover, another photo of him. Then we get to the 80s, the reprint stuff. Cheech Wizard Volume 1 here. I'm not sure. And this goes back and so, reprints some of his earliest stuff. And Cheech Wizard looked a little differently. Of course, he's just a wizard who's a hat. You never really know what he looks like under the hat. The one time he was going to take it off, the panel is just blank. And his stuff often had a lot of socio-cultural commentary in amongst the humor and the sex, etc. Is this one? Yeah, here's one. Let's see, is this? painting of him, but I don't think he did it. And at one point he had prepared a Cheech Wizard sample for newspaper syndicates, trying to get the Cheech Wizard, a cleaned up version of Cheech Wizard, from in the comic strips, newspaper comic strips. See, Cheech Wizard number 2 from 1987, the complete Cheech Wizard, volume 2. Again, more of all of this just characters. Cheech Wizard. I think, could this be it? Because it looks, yeah, because this is kind of cleaned up. Some of this was. Very nice. Just like all of his stuff. Then have Cheech Wizard number 3. That's some of his earliest stuff. And these were done, you can see it, just done as doodles on his daily calendar. Oh yeah, here we go. A little bit of color. And he's so well known for his wizards. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. Huh. Doesn't say anything about the painting. And here he is himself in. Oh, it's a poster by Vaughn Bode. And has himself right in the story with Cheech Wizard and his lizards, the adventures of Cheech Wizard. Oh, here we go. This is the this is the stuff that was done for a comic strip, which never got sold. Get a closer look. Then we have the end of our Cheech Wizard. Anyway, we have the complete Cheech Wizard number 4. Mature readers only. And that's why I try to keep it pretty clean. This is from 80, yeah, still 87. Try to not show any of the too graphic stuff. Oop, a little too much. Oop, yeah, that's better. Not so much nudity there. Oh, yeah. And back cover. But then we get to still in the 80s. Miniseries. This is from what was that publisher? Yeah, Tundra. This is actually from the 90s, wasn't it? Cobalt 60. This is 1991. Cobalt 60, book 1. Unfortunately, the whole series got water damage on it, but I wanted to keep it anyway. And this was done created by Vaughn Bode, illustrated by his son Mark Bode, utilizing his style, and it's written by Larry Todd, who we know from what's her name, Cherry Pop Tart. And it starts off actually with, of course, with some of the character drawings, and it's done by Vaughn himself, and then the story. Cheech Wizard, Cobalt 60 story by the elder Bode before getting into the newer stuff. Oh, can you see? Damage. So that's an ongoing, continuing storyline. Oh, but it has chapters, actually different stories included. It's book 1. And I have book 2. It's on the back. Let's see. And fine painted covers. Let's see if you can see the back. And if you've seen Ralph Bakshi's Wizards, you can really see of his influence on what's his name, on Bakshi. Book 3, and finally Book 4. Let's see. Nice coloring, nice drawing. From 1991. So that is, I think that's probably just about all of the Vaughn Bode stuff that I've got. Maybe not quite all. I think I may have some, but this is what I had together. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that little retrospective of the great underground cartoonist Vaughn Bode. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. And remember, comics are art.